The red liquid spread across my white silk dress like blood. Time stopped. My niece Emma stood there, glass still raised, a cruel smile twisting her 17-year-old face. "Now you look as cheap as you really are," she said. Around us, Toronto's most exclusive restaurant fell silent. 50 guests watched, waiting for my reaction. My mother reached over and patted Emma's hand approvingly. My sister Monica smirked from across the table. I should have screamed. I should have cried. Instead I smiled. Because after 32 years of being the family doormat, something inside me finally broke free. My name is Victoria Hayes, and this was supposed to be my perfect birthday celebration. I had spent months planning it, saving for the designer dress, booking the impossible reservation. I wanted my family to finally see me, really see me. What I got instead was public humiliation and a ruined $1,200 dress. But they made one critical mistake. They underestimated me. They forgot that quiet people aren't weak. They're just waiting for the right moment. Growing up, I was always the responsible one. While Monica bounced between boyfriends and part-time jobs, I studied hard and built a career in financial consulting. Our parents loved us both, but differently. Monica was the favorite, the golden child who could do no wrong. I was the reliable one, expected to succeed without praise. When I graduated top of my class, Mom said I was lucky to be smart. When Monica barely finished community college, she got a celebration dinner. The pattern continued into adulthood. My promotion to senior analyst. "That's nice, dear." Monica's new waitressing job. "We're so proud of you for trying again." I didn't resent it, not really. Family was family, and I believed love meant sacrifice. So when Monica got pregnant at 19 with Emma, I stepped up. I helped with baby supplies, paid for groceries when money was tight, and became the backup parent Emma never asked for. Over the years, I gave thousands of dollars in emergency loans that were never repaid. I never complained. That was my role. Last year everything changed. I landed a major client that brought in significant commission. With that money, I bought a condo overlooking Lake Ontario and treated myself to a luxury car. For once, I wasn't saving every penny for someone else's emergency. Monica's reaction wasn't pride. It was resentment. "Must be nice," she said when I showed her photos of my new place. "Some of us have real responsibilities." Emma, now 16, rolled her eyes and went back to her phone. Mom reminded me that material things didn't equal happiness. Only my best friend Amber celebrated with genuine joy. As my 32nd birthday approached, I decided to do something special. I would host a dinner at Celestine, the restaurant with a 6-month waiting list. I would invite my closest friends and my family. Maybe surrounded by the life I had built, they would finally understand that my success wasn't luck. It was years of sacrifice and hard work. I booked the private room, sent elegant invitations, and bought that perfect white silk dress. Looking back, I was still desperately seeking their approval. The dress came from a boutique in Yorkville. Pure white silk with delicate beading along the neckline. It cost $1,200. I had never spent that much on clothing before, but when I tried it on, something shifted. I looked successful, confident, worthy. The sales clerk smiled as she wrapped it in tissue paper. "Special occasion?" she asked. "My birthday," I replied. "I'm hosting dinner at Celestine." "How wonderful," she said. "Your husband must be thrilled." I shook my head. "No husband. Just me celebrating myself." She nodded approvingly. "Even better. You've earned it." Those words stayed with me. I had earned it. Every promotion, every achievement, every dollar saved. My success belonged to me, not to luck or circumstance. The morning of my birthday, I woke early for a spa appointment. As I sipped coffee, I let myself hope. Tonight would be different. Tonight, my family would finally see me clearly. They would be proud. The fantasy sustained me through the massage and hair appointment. By 6 o'clock I was ready. The dress fit perfectly. My makeup was flawless. My friends arrived promptly at 6:30. Amber, my college roommate, brought a beautifully wrapped gift. Marcus and his wife Tina came bearing flowers. Each hug felt genuine, each smile real. These were people who celebrated my wins without jealousy. By 7:15 we were seated with no sign of my family. I checked my phone constantly as appetizers arrived. "Should we wait?" Amber asked gently. "No, let's start," I said, forcing brightness into my voice. They arrived at 7:40, interrupting the second course. Mom came first, wearing her usual semi-formal dress. Monica followed, looking annoyed. Emma trailed behind, glued to her phone, wearing ripped jeans and a crop top completely inappropriate for the venue. "Sorry we're late," Mom said without sounding sorry. Traffic was terrible. The staff quickly reset their places. The contrast between my friends and family became immediately apparent. My friends asked engaging questions and shared warm stories about me. My family sat stiffly, contributing only cutting remarks. When toasts began, Amber went first. "To Victoria, who inspires everyone around her with her determination and kindness." Others followed with similar sentiments. When it came to my family's turn, Mom simply lifted her glass. "Happy birthday, dear. 32 already. Time flies." Monica's toast was worse. "To my little sister, always reaching for the stars while the rest of us stay grounded." Emma didn't toast at all. She was too busy texting. Gift opening was equally painful. Amber and Marcus had thoughtfully chosen items they knew I'd love. Monica's gift was a drugstore candle still in the clearance bag, price tag showing $8. "Thank you," I said carefully. "It's lovely." "We can't all afford fancy presents," Monica said defensively. "Some of us have real expenses." The dessert arrived next, an elaborate chocolate creation with "Happy Birthday Victoria" written in gold. As the waiter described it, I noticed Emma's expression darkening. She had been sullen all evening, but now something calculated flickered in her eyes. I tried to enjoy the moment, the beautiful presentation, my friend's genuine happiness. Then I noticed Emma whispering to Monica, who smirked and whispered back. Mom leaned in to join their private conversation. All three glanced at me with expressions that made my stomach tighten. "Everything okay?" I asked lightly, though I knew it wasn't. "Just fine," Mom replied. Emma was commenting on how fancy everything is. I turned to my niece, offering an olive branch. "I'm glad you could come, Emma. I know weeknight events are hard with your schedule." Emma looked at me directly for the first time that evening. "Yeah, whatever. Must be nice to waste money like this when people are starving." "Emma," Monica said in a tone containing no real reprimand. "Be nice. It's your aunt's birthday." My friends exchanged uncomfortable glances. Marcus cleared his throat, attempting to redirect. "So Emma, Victoria mentioned you're looking at colleges soon. Any thoughts?" Emma rolled her eyes dramatically. "Not everyone gets to go to college. Some of us have to work for real." "Actually," I said carefully, "I've been putting money aside for your education. There are excellent programs with scholarships too." The table went silent. This was news to everyone, including Monica, who looked suddenly confused. "What money?" she demanded. "A college fund," I explained. "I started it when Emma was born. It should cover community college at minimum, possibly more with scholarships." Mom frowned deeply. "You never mentioned this before." "I wanted it to be a surprise at the right time," I said. "Now seemed appropriate as Emma thinks about her future." Instead of gratitude, three faces hardened simultaneously. Mom's lips pursed. Monica's eyes narrowed. Emma gripped her water glass so tightly her knuckles went white. "So you've just been sitting on money while we struggled?" Monica's voice had that dangerous edge from childhood fights. "While Mom remortgaged her house to help me with rent." "That's not what I said," I began, feeling control slipping away. "I specifically set it aside for Emma's education. It's in a trust." "Always the savior," Monica sneered. "Always making the rest of us look bad." My friends were openly uncomfortable now. Amber placed a supportive hand on my arm but said nothing. What could she say? This was family dysfunction on full display. Let's just enjoy dessert, I suggested, trying desperately to salvage something. We can discuss the fund another time. No, let's discuss it now, Emma suddenly spoke up. I don't need your charity. I don't need anything from you. Emma, honey, Mom tried to intervene weakly. Your aunt is just trying to help. She's trying to control everything like she always does, Emma shot back. Walking around like she's better than everyone because she has money. Acting like we should be grateful she throws us scraps. The restaurant seemed to go quiet around us, though I knew it was just my focus narrowing. The beautiful evening I had planned for months was disintegrating. That's not true, I said quietly. I love you. I want to help because you're my niece and I care about your future. Emma stood up abruptly, grabbing her nearly full glass of cranberry juice. The non-alcoholic cocktail the restaurant had specially prepared for her. You want to know what I think of your help, she said, voice rising. You want to know what I think of your fancy dress and fancy restaurant and fancy life? Before anyone could react, she threw the contents directly at me. Cold liquid hit my chest and face, immediately soaking into the white silk. Red rivulets ran down the fabric, staining it permanently. In the shocked silence that followed, Emma delivered her final blow. Now you look as cheap as you really are. My friends gasped audibly. Marcus half rose from his chair, but I raised my hand to stop him. Every table in the restaurant was watching now, aware of the drama unfolding. I expected Mom to scold Emma, to apologize profusely, to acknowledge the cruelty of what just happened. Instead, she patted Emma's hand sympathetically. I think we should go, Mom said, standing. Victoria, this was all a bit much. You know how teenagers get when they're uncomfortable. Monica was already grabbing her purse. We told you this place was too fancy. You should have done something simple. I sat frozen, red liquid dripping from my ruined dress onto the white tablecloth. Eyes from every direction bore into me. Staff hovered uncertainly nearby. It's fine, I heard myself say, voice steady despite everything. Thank you for coming. They walked out, leaving me humiliated before my friends and a restaurant full of strangers. I maintained composure, dabbing uselessly at my dress. Well, I said to my concerned friends, I guess the party's ending early. Amber immediately moved beside me, arm around my shoulders. Victoria, I'm so sorry. That was completely unacceptable. Tina was already speaking with our waiter, arranging payment and having remaining desserts packed up. Marcus and Amber flanked me protectively as we left, my ruined dress drawing sympathetic glances from other diners. In my apartment, surrounded only by true friends, I finally allowed myself to cry. Not delicate tears, but deep, body-shaking sobs. The dress was destroyed. The evening was ruined. But worse, the fantasy I had clung to for years had shattered beyond repair. They're toxic, Marcus said bluntly as Amber brought me water. You deserve so much better than this. After my friends left with promises to check in tomorrow, I sat alone, still wearing the stained dress. I picked up my phone and scrolled through my banking app. Years of transactions showed tens of thousands flowing to Monica and Emma. Credit card statements revealed shopping sprees at stores Monica couldn't afford, spa days, concert tickets. Then I opened social media and felt my blood go cold. Emma had already posted about it. A blurry photo of me in the stained dress had the caption, "When rich auntie needs to be humbled. Sorry not sorry. Cheap suits you better." The post already had dozens of likes, including one from Monica. Comments from Emma's friends were cruel. Did she cry? Bet she has 10 more dresses just like it. Rich people deserve to be taken down sometimes. Monica had liked and commented on several posts with laughing emojis. In that moment, something inside me shifted completely. The desperate need for their approval, the willingness to be used repeatedly, all of it fell away. In its place was crystal clarity I had never experienced before. I picked up my phone and made 2 calls. The first was to my credit card company. The second was to my lawyer. I finally peeled off the ruined dress, $1,200 of silk destroyed in seconds by deliberate cruelty. I hung it in my bathroom as a reminder of this turning point. The shower ran hot as I scrubbed cranberry juice from my skin and hair. My mind raced through years of similar moments. Monica spilling wine on my graduation dress. Emma forgetting to mention family gatherings. Mom dismissing every achievement with faint praise before redirecting to Monica's latest crisis. Why had I accepted this treatment for so long? My phone buzzed with messages from friends checking in. I appreciated their concern but needed solitude to process everything and plan my next steps. For the first time I was seeing my family dynamic with perfect clarity. I had been the family ATM, the emotional support, the punching bag for their insecurities. Opening my laptop, I pulled up financial records. The evidence was damning. Over the past 5 years alone, I had given Monica over $60,000 in emergency assistance. The credit card I added her to as an authorized user showed monthly charges at boutiques, salons, restaurants, and hotels. Not necessities but luxuries. The car I bought for Emma 2 years ago cost $28,000. I paid insurance, maintenance, even gas through monthly transfers to Monica. The vehicle was registered in my name for insurance purposes, but Emma treated it as her personal property. She often posted photos posing against it with captions like "My ride" and "Living my best life." I forced myself to look at Emma's other recent posts. Besides the photo of me in the stained dress, she had posted several secretly recorded videos from the restaurant. One showed me opening Monica's cheap gift, zooming in on my face with the caption, "Auntie pretending to like the dollar store candle while wearing her $1,000 dress. Fake rich people problems." Comments were worse. She totally looked disgusted. Poor people's gifts aren't good enough for her. Monica had liked and replied to these with more laughing emojis. My phone rang, startling me. It was Amber, concerned by my silence. "I'm okay," I told her, voice steadier than expected. "Actually, I'm better than okay. I finally see things clearly." "What are you going to do?" she asked carefully. "What I should have done years ago. Stop enabling them." After hanging up, I made a detailed list of all my financial support over the years. The credit card was most immediate. As primary holder, I could remove Monica as an authorized user anytime. The car was legally mine, registered and insured in my name. Monthly transfers to Monica's account could stop with a few clicks. For hours, I researched my options methodically. I called my credit card company and explained the situation. They were surprisingly understanding, immediately canceling Monica's card and issuing me a new one with a different number. I arranged for automatic transfers to stop. I contacted a towing company about retrieving my car from Emma's possession. Each action brought both guilt and relief. The guilt was old programming, the voice saying family obligations were sacred regardless of treatment. The relief was new, a lightness from setting boundaries that should have existed long ago. Around 2 a.m, my phone exploded with notifications. Monica had tried using the credit card for late-night fast food and found it declined. Her texts escalated from confusion to fury. "Card not working. Call the bank. Hello. I'm stranded at a drive-thru. What the hell, Victoria? Answer your phone. Are you seriously doing this on your birthday? Real mature." I turned my phone to silent and went to bed. For the first time in years, I slept deeply without anxiety about my family's next crisis. Morning brought more messages, including several from Mom accusing me of being petty and vindictive. "Your sister needs that card for emergencies," Mom wrote. "Whatever happened at dinner is no reason to punish her financially." I didn't respond to any of them. Instead, I called the towing company and arranged pickup of my car from the high school parking lot where Emma would leave it during dance practice. I provided registration, proof of insurance, and explained I was the legal owner reclaiming my property. "We'll have it at your building by noon, ma'am," the dispatcher assured me. I called my office and took a personal day. This confrontation required my full attention. Then I contacted my financial advisor to review my complete picture without the drain of supporting Monica's family. The difference was stark. Without those expenses, my retirement timeline could move up by nearly 6 years. At exactly 7:50 in the morning, my phone rang. Emma's voice was high and panicked. "My car is gone. Someone stole it from the school parking lot." I took a deep breath before responding. "It's not your car, Emma. It's mine. I bought it, I pay insurance, and my name is on the registration. I've arranged to have it returned to me." The silence lasted 3 seconds before the explosion. "You can't do that. How am I supposed to get to school or dance? This is illegal." "It's perfectly legal," I said calmly. "As I said, it's my car. Is this because of last night? Are you seriously this petty? It was just a joke. Humiliating me in public, destroying my dress, and posting mocking videos online isn't a joke," I replied firmly. "Those are deliberate acts of cruelty. Yes, this is a consequence of your behavior, but it's also long overdue. The car was always mine, temporarily loaned to you. I'm simply reclaiming my property." She began crying with the manipulative sobs I had heard many times before when she didn't get her way. "Please, Aunt Victoria, I need the car. I'll die without it. I'll delete the posts. I'm sorry." "I'm sorry too," I said, surprised to find I meant it. "But my decision is final." I hung up as she continued pleading. Within minutes, Monica was calling. I let it go to voicemail, then listened to her rage-filled message accusing me of destroying her daughter's life over spilled juice. Mom called next, her voice tearful as she begged me to reconsider. "Don't punish Emma for one mistake," she pleaded. "One mistake," I repeated quietly, as if last night existed in isolation from years of similar behavior. As if I haven't endured a lifetime of being treated as both cash machine and emotional punching bag. I texted them all the same message. "I'm available to talk in person at my apartment at 3 this afternoon. We have much to discuss about our future relationship." Then I began gathering evidence systematically. Bank statements, credit card bills, car payments, insurance documents, screenshots of social media posts. Everything laid out in clear, undeniable detail. By the time they arrived, I would be fully prepared to show them exactly what they were losing through their behavior. The towing company called at 11:30. "We've secured the vehicle, ma'am. There was a young lady who tried to prevent us from taking it, but we explained the situation and showed documentation you provided. The car will be delivered to your address within the hour." I thanked them, adding an extra tip for handling what must have been a difficult scene. Then I ordered lunch, ate calmly, and prepared myself for the confrontation ahead. For the first time in my adult life, I wasn't afraid of my family's disapproval. Their power over me had been broken by one cranberry-soaked evening of clarity. At precisely 2:55, my building's security called. "Miss Hayes, there are 3 people here to see you. Monica, Emma, and Patricia Hayes." "Please send them up," I replied, straightening my shoulders. The knock came moments later, 3 sharp raps conveying fury. I opened the door to find exactly what I expected. Monica red-faced with anger, Emma puffy-eyed from crying but still defiant, and Mom wearing her martyred expression. "Come in," I said calmly. "We have a lot to discuss." They entered like invaders. Monica stormed in first with barely contained rage. Emma sulked behind her. Mom brought up the rear with her sorrowful disappointment expression that had worked on me since childhood. "Sit down," I said, gesturing to the dining table where I had arranged the documents. "I'm not sitting anywhere until you explain yourself," Monica snapped. "How dare you strand my daughter at school? How dare you cancel my credit card without warning?" I remained calm, controlled. "The car is registered in my name. Pay the insurance. It's legally mine. You gave it to Emma," Monica practically shouted. "I allowed her to use it," I corrected. "There's a significant difference." Mom stepped forward, adopting her peacemaker role. "Victoria, honey, I understand you're upset about what happened at your birthday dinner, but this response is extremely disproportionate." "Is it?" I asked, pulling out a chair and sitting down. Please, all of you sit. I want to show you something. Reluctantly, they took seats around the table. Emma immediately slumped in her chair, arms crossed defensively. These are my bank records for the past 5 years, I began, sliding a folder toward them. They show every transfer made to Monica's account. The total is $63,412. Monica's eyes widened slightly, but she said nothing. These are the credit card statements for the account I allowed you to use for emergencies, I continued, pushing another folder forward. Total charges come to $41,867. Items purchased include designer clothing, restaurant meals, concert tickets, and spa treatments. Not what most people would consider emergencies. Mom cleared her throat uncomfortably. Family helps family, Victoria. You've been blessed with financial success. I've worked extremely hard for my financial success, I corrected her firmly. 60 to 70-hour weeks for years. Sacrificed relationships and personal time. Earned every promotion through excellence, not luck. I turned to the next document. This is the purchase agreement for the car Emma has been using. $28,000 plus insurance and maintenance costs of approximately $5,000 annually. All paid by me. Emma had the grace to look slightly ashamed, though she still wouldn't meet my eyes. The total financial support I've provided over the past 5 years comes to $138,279, I concluded. Money freely given out of love and concern for your well-being. The room was silent as they absorbed this information. Monica looked stunned, as if seeing the total for the first time made her realize the extent of her dependence. And this, I said, placing my tablet on the table, is how my generosity has been repaid. I opened the screen to Emma's social media page, showing posts from the previous night. The photo of me in the stained dress, the secretly recorded videos, the mocking captions, the cruel comments. Emma, would you care to explain why you thought it appropriate to humiliate me publicly, then share that humiliation with hundreds of people online? She squirmed in her seat uncomfortably. It was just a joke. Everyone posts stuff like that. A joke is something everyone laughs at, I said firmly. Did you see me laughing when you threw your drink on me? Did you think I would find it amusing to have a $1,200 dress ruined? You can afford another one, she muttered defensively. That's not the point, I said, my voice hardening. The point is respect. Basic human decency. Neither of which you demonstrated last night. I turned to Monica. And you like these posts. You commented with laughing emojis. You encouraged this behavior. I didn't think it was that serious, she defended weakly. And you, I said finally to Mom. When Emma threw her drink on me, you took her side. You comforted her as if she was the victim. Mom looked genuinely confused. She was upset. She was upset because she had just deliberately humiliated me in public, I said. And your first instinct was to comfort her, not address her appalling behavior. I stood and walked to the window, gathering my thoughts before turning back to face them. For years, I've supported you financially and emotionally. I've never asked for anything in return except basic appreciation and respect. Last night made it crystal clear that I can't even expect that much from you. Monica seemed to finally grasp the severity of the situation. So you're just cutting us off completely. I'm establishing boundaries that should have been in place long ago, I replied. The credit card is cancelled. The financial support is over. The car is mine again. How am I supposed to get to dance? Emma burst out. How am I supposed to get to school? The same way thousands of other teenagers do, I said. Walk, take the bus, ask friends for rides. This isn't fair. Emma protested. Neither is being mocked and humiliated by someone I've generously supported for years, I countered. Mom tried a different approach. Victoria, I understand you feel hurt, but this feels like punishment. Family shouldn't punish each other. This isn't punishment, I said firmly. These are natural consequences. When you mistreat someone who's been supporting you, That support may end. The reality was beginning to sink in. Monica looked pale. The rent is due next week. I can't make it without your help. I'm sure you'll figure something out, I said. Perhaps a second job or a roommate. And Emma's dance classes. Her college fund. The college fund still exists, I assured them. It's in a trust that she can access when she enrolls in higher education. As for dance classes, that's something you'll need to budget for yourself now. Emma's eyes widened. So you're not taking away the college money? That was always for your education and it remains for that purpose, I confirmed. But everything else, all the extra support, is over. A heavy silence fell over the room. They exchanged glances, seemingly at a loss for how to proceed. The dynamic had shifted so dramatically that their usual tactics weren't working. I can't believe you would do this to your own family, Mom finally said, falling back on emotional manipulation. After everything we've been through together. What exactly have we been through together, Mom? Asked. When have any of you supported me through a difficult time? When have you celebrated my successes without jealousy or resentment? When have you shown me 1/10 of the consideration I've shown you? She had no answer. Monica, always quicker to adapt, changed tactics. Okay, we messed up. We're sorry. What do we need to do to fix this? This isn't something you can fix with a hasty apology, I said. This is about fundamentally broken patterns in our relationship. Patterns that have persisted for decades and will take significant time and effort to repair, if they can be repaired at all. So that's it. Emma's voice cracked, genuine fear breaking through her teenage bravado. You're just done with us. I softened slightly. I'm not done with you. I'm done enabling destructive behavior. I'm done being an ATM. I'm done accepting disrespect and cruelty as my due. I walked to the door and opened it, a clear signal that the conversation was over. I love you all, I said, surprising myself with the truth of it despite everything. But I will no longer accept being loved conditionally or treated disrespectfully. They filed out silently, the gravity finally sinking in. As Mom passed last, she paused. I never meant to hurt you, she said softly. I know, I replied. But you did. Repeatedly. And now we all have to live with the consequences of that.